right now on 5 on your side at 10.
We're tracking storms tonight, if any of them will impact our area before sunrise, and what that means for Thursday's steamy heat.
A beloved gas station worker gunned down by a customer.
He didn't deserve it.
Tonight, the growing crime concerns in that South City neighborhood. Plus, Webster Groves police nab an accused violent offender thanks to some extra eyes on the streets.
Technology and police work play hand in hand.
We start tonight with a weather impact alert. The St. Louis region has been under an excessive heat warning for the last 3 days, and we'll have to deal with the dangerous heat and humidity for about another 21 hours. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. Let's get straight over to Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell, who's also tracking the threat of early morning storms. Scott.
And that would be the only thing that would limit our heat and humidity for us tomorrow. We're on the broader perspective here. We had a break today from the humidity, at least during the midday hours around St. Louis. But now that humidity is back, storms flaring tonight across parts of Iowa, northern portions of Missouri, back into Kansas, and they're moving into this very warm, very unstable air mass. You would think it's loaded with moisture. Our dew point incredibly uncomfortable at 78 right now. You would think that would be a problem. Well, it looks like these storms, as they push on to the east, will tend to fizzle out and weaken quite a bit. So while we have a chance of seeing a few thunderstorms here overnight, it's mainly north of St. Louis from about 4 until 10 o'clock in the morning. Then a second chance with the front tomorrow afternoon. That's 3 to 8 o'clock. At this point, we're not thinking there's widespread severe weather. In fact, there's probably not widespread rain anywhere, but a few of those thunderstorms, if they can hold together, may get a hold of a damaging wind gust or two. So we'll still stay weather aware. We'll keep tracking it through the overnight hours, but at least for St. Louis, we should be pretty quiet, at least until daybreak. Mike?
And right now, police shot and killed a gas station cook. It happened Monday afternoon in Dutchtown. Tonight, our Robert Townsend spoke with a victim's girlfriend and customers. Robert.
Mike, people who knew Mac Wagner describe him as an all-around good guy. No one can believe hours after showing up for work 2 days ago, Wagner lost his life.
It's real horrible because he meant the world to me.
Rena Anderson and Mac Wagner dated for the past 4 months. Both also worked at this Dutchtown gas station near South Grand and Delore. She's a cashier. He was a beloved cook.
He was fun, loving, and happy, and he was living his best life.
A life suddenly snuffed away. Witnesses told police around 3 Monday afternoon a man walked inside the family-owned gas station and Wagner spotted him apparently stealing some donuts.
He was trying to stop somebody from stealing, and he told the person to give him the stuff, and the person said no.
Wagner and the guy then argued. Anderson says 4 customers and 2 employees were inside the gas station at the time.
Mac maced him, and then he shot Mac in the lower abdomen.
Wagner, a 62-year-old father of 3, died at a hospital. He worked at the gas station for several years.
After he shot him, he ran. We don't know which way he went. He was really loved because he been here so long, so everybody knows him.
It's just really shocking. It's sad.
All day, regular customers stopped by the business to express their condolences on 2 poster boards, now taped to the gas station's window. They couldn't believe what happened to Mac.
Just come in and the store's closed. I'm shocked about, like, wow, I cannot believe that. He was a really nice guy.
It's very upsetting because they haven't caught the person yet, and we want justice for Mac. He didn't deserve this.
Now, witnesses also told police after the shooting, the man ran off with a woman. The owners of the business shared surveillance video with St. Louis police. Anyone with any information should call St. Louis police or Crime Stoppers.
Crime-fighting technology helped nab a violent offender in Webster Groves.
Tonight, police are crediting license plate readers and multi-agency collaboration in the arrest of a sexual assault suspect. Our Brent Solomon is live in Webster Groves now to explain. Brent?
Police say when that 28-year-old suspect approached the victim right here, he took off in something that wasn't hard to miss, a bright green moped. Police telling me technology helping track him to the right place at the right time.
It was definitely one of those like, oh my God, like what is going on?
As soon as it happened, word quickly spread across Webster Groves. Cleo Langdon got a text from her concerned dad.
There's a crazy guy running around the neighborhood on a bright green scooter assaulting people. Be careful if you come home tonight.
Police say earlier this month, this 28-year-old, Robert Merritt, approached a woman who was leaving a restaurant here on East Lockwood. After he got off his moped, they say he walked up to that woman, pinned her to her friend's car, and inappropriately touched her. Shortly afterwards, license plate readers pinpointed the suspect's ride.
It not only does that, it also looks at unique characteristics on vehicles. Color, the style, if there's any dents or damaging, stickering, letters. So that really helped us out.
Lieutenant Jillian McCoy tells me that's when Kirkwood police contacted them, saying a man with the same MO also assaulted 3 women in that area. After some detective work and collaboration, officers in Jefferson County were able to nab the suspect.
Here in Webster Groves, we're surrounded by so many other municipalities, and it was really such a great effort to see other agencies come together as a whole.
Now businesses are reacting.
I'm glad they caught them. I mean, the kids around here walk the streets every day, especially in the summertime.
And people who knew a bad guy was on the run.
I'm glad about that. I'm glad about that. I would hate for anyone else to get like grabbed.
I've learned over the last couple of years, Webster Groves has obtained about 5 of those license plate readers, which are placed at intersections across the city. As for that suspect, he's being held tonight on 3 counts of 4th-degree assault. He's due in court next month. Live in Webster Groves, Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
Well, today, police released new video of the deadly CVPA school shooting. We're about to show you that video from October 2022, and here's a warning, it is difficult to watch. Student Alexandra Bell and teacher Jean Kuska were killed that morning. The video shows the gunman Orlando Harris breaking through a glass door to enter the school. An unarmed guard immediately spotted him and alerted others in the building. Harris shot multiple times in the gym before the first 911 call is made, and he makes his way to the 3rd floor. Dozens of St. Louis police officers rush into the school around 10 minutes later and killed Harris, who was a former CVPA student. Major Janice Bachstruck calls the school security guards true heroes.
They remained inside. They tracked the movements of the armed suspect. They radioed this information in, all the while alerting students and staff of the intruder's presence. They are really heroes, and they save lives.
Responding officers, students, and the families of the victims and the suspect were given the chance to view the videos before they were released to the public.
Overdose deaths in the United States have slightly declined for the first time in 5 years. Tonight, the I-Team looks into whether the national data reflects what's happening in our local communities. 5 on your side's Paula Fasson investigates the ongoing battle against the addiction crisis here in St. Louis.
In the dead of night, Reverend Ken McCoy walks the streets of the Wells Goodfellow neighborhood, armed not with judgment, but compassion. He's driven by his 31-year-old son, addicted to fentanyl.
For me to give up this work, in my mind, would be just like me giving up on him.
McCoy leads teams of volunteers in some of the poorest neighborhoods of St. Louis. He seeks out those battling addiction. Recent federal data shows a 3% decline in overdose deaths nationwide, the first in 5 years. Missouri saw a 12% drop, driven largely by more funding into facilities that distribute drug-reversing medication. But Reverend McCoy says the crisis here tells a different story.
Every Sunday, we're sweeping syringes off the front steps.
In the St. Louis area, Black people account for more than half of overdose deaths. It's a complex problem, fueled by poverty and limited access to help. Experts say synthetic opioids like fentanyl, often mixed with other drugs, are driving this epidemic.
It's always overwhelmingly fentanyl.
Despite the grim statistics, McCoy remains driven by love for his son and community. But he warns the need far exceeds available help.
With decision makers, it's a priority thing.
State Senator Tracy McCreary is proposing a bill to allow health department registered locations to distribute clean needles. While critics argue this condones illegal drug use, data shows these efforts reduce overdose deaths. For the I-Team, Paula Vasan, 5 on your side.
And if you have a tip for Paula, leave a voice message at 314-444-5231, or you can send an email to pvasan@ksdk.com. All calls and correspondence will be kept confidential.
A new plan tonight to lessen the dangers of flash flooding in University City. This comes 2 years after historic flooding devastated neighborhoods. A community group wants to plant tiny forests along the River Des Peres. That's where several trees are planted on a small plot of land. Tonight, those plans were discussed at a public meeting.
It will help block some of the flood water. It will absorb some of the rainwater so it doesn't even go into the creek. And, trees are good because they give you oxygen, they can store carbon.
No price tag was given. The group is hoping to get help from the state, city, and volunteers.